Dr. Jennifer Arnold and Bill Klein have shared their lives with the world for over 10 years on the TLC reality show The Little Couple. Living with skeletal dysplasia, a form of dwarfism, they have faced challenges in life, love, work, and parenting. Their story began as a personal and medical victory, and it has grown into a well-known example of strength, family, and living a normal life despite difficulties. Over the years, they've experienced both public attention and personal change. They started their life together in Houston, Texas, where they built careers in medicine and business while raising their 2 children. In 2023, they made an emotional move to Boston, Massachusetts. The move from their longtime home in Houston to Boston created a lot of interest and concern among their fans. It wasn't a rushed decision. It came after months of careful thought, emotional conversations, and detailed planning. While the couple didn't fully explain their reasons right away, several important factors were revealed through interviews, social media posts, and behind-the-scenes updates. Jennifer said the move was one of the hardest choices they've ever had to make. The decision came down to a mix of wanting better medical care for their children, their family's needs, and their career goals. Jennifer Arnold is a neonatologist, known for working with premature and very sick newborns. Her career has always been a big part of who she is, and over the years, she's looked for ways to grow her impact in the medical world. Boston, known globally for its medical innovation, offered her that chance. The city is home to world-famous hospitals and research centers like Brigham and Women's Hospital, Boston Children's Hospital, and Massachusetts General Hospital. For someone as passionate and skilled as Jennifer, working in such an environment was not only appealing but life-changing. In interviews, Jennifer spoke about how Boston's medical and educational community excited her. The city gave her access to advanced training, expert collaboration, and groundbreaking research. Being part of a place that leads in medical research was a major reason for moving, especially for someone focused on improving care for babies with rare and complex health conditions. Being able to work with top experts was a big opportunity. Bill Klein, while not a doctor, has built a successful career in business. He's managed companies in real estate and investments and often supported Jennifer's career while balancing work and family life. For Bill, the move to Boston brought both new opportunities and some tough decisions. He knew that Boston's growing economy and focus on innovation could open new doors, especially in tech and healthcare, 2 industries where Boston is a national leader. Even though he had strong ties to Houston's business scene, Bill said he was excited to explore new ventures in the Northeast. But their careers weren't the only reason for the move. Their children's health care was also a major, deeply personal part of the decision. Both of their children, Zoe and Jonah, were born with genetic conditions because of their parents' skeletal dysplasia. Zoe, born in 2015, has undergone many surgeries and needs ongoing medical care for her rare form of dwarfism. Jonah, born in 2018 through a gestational carrier, also has health concerns. Caring for both kids requires frequent doctor visits, special treatments, and support from a team of medical experts. Boston Children's Hospital is one of the top pediatric hospitals in the country. It has a leading center for treating genetic bone disorders and skeletal dysplasia. Their program includes care in many areas: orthopedics, endocrinology, pulmonology, ENT, and genetics, all working together. This kind of specialized care can make a huge difference for families like Jennifer and Bill's. As a doctor and mother, Jennifer knew how important it was to have her children treated by a team that not only understood their conditions, but also worked on new treatments through research. In a personal Instagram post in early 2023, Jennifer shared that one reason for the move was to give Zoe and Jonah the best care possible. She said, "My primary responsibility as a mother is to safeguard my children and provide them with every opportunity to succeed. Being where the best care is vital to me as a doctor. It's difficult to find resources and knowledge like Boston's. Although it wasn't a simple decision, it seemed like the best one for our family." Leaving Houston was emotionally difficult. Jennifer and Bill had lived there for over 15 years and built a life rooted in the community. Their home in the Tanglewood neighborhood was more than a house. It was where they raised their children, hosted family gatherings, and built a life together. The house had been specially designed to meet their needs, with features like lower countertops, wide doorways, and an easy-to-navigate layout. Leaving it behind was heartbreaking. Bill said in a podcast that walking through the empty rooms one last time, especially Jonah's playroom and Zoe's bedroom, was very emotional. You don't just leave a house. You leave behind memories. Pieces of your life are left behind. It is more than just walls and floors. It is the place where we became parents, shared laughs and tears, and developed into a family. The move also came with many practical challenges. Moving an entire household is already hard, but it's even more complicated when the house is designed for people with dwarfism. They had to move medical equipment, change schools and therapy services, and either rebuild or replace much of their furniture. Zoe and Jonah also had to adjust to new schools, routines, and a new city. Zoe, who was 8 at the time, had strong bonds with her teachers and therapists in Houston. Jonah, just 5, was only beginning to understand what moving meant. Finding a house that could be modified to suit their family's needs was also a top priority for them, and they finally decided on a recently built single-family home in the suburban town of Wellesley, which is roughly 12 miles west of Boston's downtown. Both the couple and accessibility consultants contributed to the design of the home, which was chosen for its open floor plan, accessibility features, and close proximity to prestigious medical facilities. In order to promote independence, the Wellesley residence features wide halls, roll-in showers, custom cabinetry, and smart home technologies. The family appreciates the large backyard for leisure and playtime. Outside, early images posted on social media reveal a cozy contemporary interior with family portraits, kids, artwork, and well-known furniture that made the trip north, even if the house is still being customized. The pair stressed how important it was to them to feel like they belonged in their new surroundings. The effect of the relocation on their support system and extended relatives was another important consideration. Close friends and family members who had become an essential part of Jennifer and Bill's everyday lives were all around them in Houston. They received both practical and emotional assistance from their parents, siblings, and lifelong friends, particularly during hectic work weeks or medical emergencies. Moving to Boston required creating a whole new network of support. The pair has worked hard to establish connections with the local community in order to remedy this. They have joined parent groups for families with rare genetic diseases, gone to Boston Children's Hospital events, and gotten in touch with other Northeastern families that have been highlighted in TLC episodes. Additionally, Jennifer has started working with local physicians, taking part in research projects, and lecturing at Harvard Medical School, where she has an affiliate appointment. In the meantime, Bill has become fully involved in the local business community by going to networking gatherings and looking for joint ventures with businesses that are centered on healthcare innovation. Additionally, he has assumed a more active role in overseeing the family's social media presence, documenting their shift on sites like YouTube and Instagram, and providing comfort to followers who have been following them for years. The majority of the public has responded favorably to the decision. Social media has been inundated with supportive messages from fans who have shared their own tales of family resiliency, medical difficulties, and relocation. Jennifer and Bill have received a lot of acclaim for prioritizing their kids' health over their own comfort and familiarity. One fan commented, "You're demonstrating to us what true strength looks like. It's about doing what's best even when it's difficult, not about staying put." The pair has struggled to adapt to life in New England despite the assistance. For example, the climate differs significantly from the warm, humid, subtropical weather of Houston. The lengthy cold winters in Boston brought with them a fresh set of issues, especially with regard to accessibility. In the event of ice and snow, the pair made sure that their home's paths had heating elements to minimize ice formation, engaged a reputable snow removal service, and purchased winter-ready cars with improved grip. There have also been discernible cultural distinctions. Compared to Houston, Boston has a different rhythm and tempo because it is more crowded, fast-paced, and deeply ingrained in its history. Despite its efficiency, the public transit system had a learning curve. New routines were required for weekend excursions, school drop-offs, and grocery shopping. In a blog post, Jennifer acknowledged that she missed Houston's convenience of driving everywhere where distances were manageable and traffic, albeit heavy, rarely involved Boston's winding streets and intricate one-way systems. However, the family has started to stabilize over time. Jonah is enrolled in a developmental preschool that provides on-site speech and occupational treatment, and Zoe has begun attending a private elementary school in Wellesley with a robust special education program. At Boston Children's Hospital, both kids have started seeing experts and their care team has given them encouraging initial input. According to Jennifer, Jonah's pulmonary function tests were within acceptable limits for his condition, while Zoe's most recent orthopedic evaluation revealed better spinal alignment. Professionally, Jennifer has adapted to her new position at a medical facility in Boston as a clinical instructor and researcher. She is still actively involved in patient care, medical education, and advocacy for children with rare disorders, even though she no longer works full-time at a newborn intensive care unit. Inspired by her personal experiences as a parent and a doctor, she has also started a new project aimed at enhancing care coordination for families dealing with complicated pediatric diseases. Bill has changed his focus to public speaking and consulting using his business experience and his platform as a reality TV celebrity to promote workplace inclusion for people with disabilities. In addition to speaking at conferences about the value of equity and representation, he has collaborated with a number of groups to advance accessible design in commercial settings. He was asked to take part in a panel discussion on disability rights at the Massachusetts State House in 2023, where he described his family's relocation experience. Discussions concerning the realities of living with dwarfism in various settings have also been rekindled by the couple's desire to relocate. Boston's aging infrastructure presented particular difficulties, while Houston provided an expansive car-dependent lifestyle that was ideal for their demands. The continuous need for urban inclusion was brought to light by historic structures, small walkways, and public transportation vehicles that were not constructed with accessibility in mind. Bill and Jennifer have taken advantage of their position to advocate for increased funding for accessible design, asking legislators and city planners to take into account the requirements of all citizens regardless of their size or level of mobility. Moving to a new city has taught us that accessibility isn't just about ramps and elevators, Jennifer wrote in a recent opinion piece that appeared in a Boston-based newspaper. It has to do with self-respect, autonomy, and the capacity to actively engage in society. We hope that our tale inspires cities to consider actual inclusion rather than just compliance. The family has experienced moments of happiness and camaraderie in their new home, despite the challenges they have discovered. Boston's cultural attractions such as the Arnold Arboretum, the Boston Public Library, and the Museum of Science and have come to appreciate the city's intellectual vibrancy and historic appeal. They've gone to local farmers markets, enjoyed holidays with new acquaintances, and even endured a Red Sox game at Fenway Park where they were greeted by familiar supporters. The relocation to Boston signifies more than just a change of residence for Jennifer and Bill. This chapter is characterized by bravery, flexibility, and a constant search for what's best for their family. It emphasizes a fundamental idea that has characterized the little couple from the start, that even the most difficult challenges can be conquered with love, willpower, and thorough preparation. The cast still dedicated to being open and honest with their audience as they continue to adjust to their new life. Even though they no longer produce a regular season of their reality show, they nevertheless provide updates via podcasts, social media, and sporadic documentary specials. Originally focused on their courting and medical experiences, their story has expanded to include themes of motherhood, resiliency, and the difficulties of contemporary family life. In the future, Jennifer and Bill intend to become more deeply rooted in the Boston region, support the medical and disability communities, and give Zoe and Jonah a secure, caring environment. They stress that every obstacle has been overcome with cohesion and purpose, even if they admit that the path hasn't always been simple. Jennifer and Bill have stayed surprisingly honest about the challenges of their path in a society when famous personalities frequently showcase manicured, romanticized versions of their life. The logistically challenging, emotionally taxing, and challenging move to Boston has not been an exception. It has however also demonstrated their capacity for growth, adaptation, and setting priorities. What is the current residence of the little couple? They reside in the peaceful suburb of Wellesley, Massachusetts, which has tree-lined streets and a strong feeling of community. More significantly, though, they reside in an area where Bill can pursue new career opportunities. Jennifer can continue practicing medicine and their kids can receive the